What's up, DFW? We got a full show for you today. Is there a dead week in DFW real estate? I'm not talking about college finals week. I'm talking about, is there a dead week in Dallas-Fort Worth where real estate generally doesn't go so hot, doesn't go so well? Dies. That is what dead means. Yeah. Is there a dead week in DFW real estate? We're going to talk about that today. Hint, hint. There is. We'll talk about when it is, why it is, and what you can do with it or what you can do about it. Okay, we're going to get into it. We're also going to get into your questions. Holler at us. 214-310-0008. That's 214-310-0008 or online anytime.
TouchYourMoneyTeam.com.
He doesn't sound like that anymore, folks. He's a much larger boy these days.
TouchYourMoneyTeam.com.
TouchYourMoneyTeam.com.
He's not there yet, but he did fall asleep with a vacuum cleaner on the floor yesterday. He was so wiped out after weightlifting and football practice. So it's a different stage of life then.
TouchYourMoneyTeam.com.
That's where you can go to do just about anything related to real estate. You can search all homes for sale by all real estate companies that are on the MLS publicly. You can get a cash offer on your house. You can find out what your house is worth in about 43 seconds. We have a semi-visitor in studio today. We will test the clock on a property valuation at TouchYourMoneyTeam.com. We'll time Aaron. Tell you who Aaron is in a second. We'll time him and see if he can break the all-time record. I don't know that we ever
If you're slower than 46 seconds, though, you are worse than Courtney.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
What?
But it's not necessarily a good thing.
I wasn't making any implications.
Hey, the first segment of this show for over a decade has
been brought to you by Patrick Gleros and his team with ABC Bank. If you are thinking about getting a mortgage, refinancing, or if you just have questions about the mortgage industry, reach out to Patrick. Head over to patrickgleros.com. You can start an application directly on his website. You can give him a call, 972-386-1231, NMLS number 308804. I am currently working with Patrick, and we're hoping to get some stuff wrapped up here in the next week or so.
I spent several after hours yesterday talking to Patrick about some options in the marketplace. You know, your mortgage is not just this necessary evil where you have to borrow. It can also be a piece of your wealth building, a tool for wealth building, and Patrick and his team do it as well as anybody on planet Earth, in my opinion. PatrickGleros.com. Okay, folks, if you got questions, call or text 214-310-0008. We're talking all things residential real estate across DFW. And there is, it's not just our opinion. I was going to say in our opinion. There is, in our experience and in the data, a dead week in DFW real estate. But we've got some introductions to do first. We do have a full studio. Hasn't been this full in quite a while, not since the pickle parade, Courtney. But we do have full price Courtney in studio, usually yelling from the back. There she is, folks. We also have the Yanni Donnie, the English wonder himself. New nickname, AI, agitated or aggravated Ian.
I think I like aggravated.
You like aggravated better? It's
Suits me more.
It's more English.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes me feel good.
We also have client, friend, small business guru, one might say, Aaron Garcia. Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Howdy do.
Howdy do.
Wow.
What a start.
I also go by AA Ron.
Aaron. Hey, listen.
Also works.
I like it. I like all forms of Aaron. I even have a friend who goes by Aaron. He's very emphatic on the roll.
We were just Aaron.
Yeah.
That's how we would say it.
That feels right.
Aaron.
Yeah. No extra juice. Just
Aaron.
Just agitated, aggravated Ian. That's our AI here for the Todd Tremonti Show. All right, folks, we got a full studio. Aaron's going to hang with us as long as he's willing. I think the whole way, both segments of the show. So hang tight. You'll get to hear a lot of different news and perspective from Aaron, the small business owner perspective, the local homeowner perspective, the team client, and also what I would call the consultant perspective. But we'll let you explain a little bit of that as we make our way through the show. Ian, what in the world are we saying when we're saying that there is a dead week in DFW real estate?
Well, Todd, have you heard of a thing called back to school? Mm-hmm. It's a time of year when children go back to school. They've been let out of school in the summer, and in August, they go back to school.
You're saying they go back?
They go back to school.
Got it.
Hi, Ian.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. What's up? She keeps showing up, and it's really weird.
Listen, don't you talk about her like that. She's a delight.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. What's that?
Hi, kiddos.
Those are Ian's
That's my
nephews.
nephews. They're here.
You were saying?
Yeah, they actually just got let out of school in England. School
Yeah.
just finished. Wild.
What's the current summer temps in England?
It's actually been pretty warm. It's been in the 90s.
Now,
with,
to be
with
clear-
no AC.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You hear people in England and Western Europe kind of whining about mid 80s, and then you're like, oh, yeah, they don't have air
Yeah, I
conditioning.
mean it's like mid 80s.
It's a little
and
humid,
it's hit 90.
kind of an island.
Yeah, it's not been great. Anyway,
Yep.
The back to school time, there's like a 2-week period where schools across DFW go back.
Yep.
And that, generally speaking, is what we're referring to as that dead week, a dead couple of weeks.
Yep.
When we're saying, hey, things don't move as quickly. People are not putting houses on the market as often because guess what? They've got a bunch of other stuff going on and they wanted to be
Yep.
in a home by the time school started. And so they're not looking to do something right now.
Everyone loves statistics. So,
And now this.
Statistics.
why don't you give the quick math on this, and then I'm going to explain 20-something years into this business in this market why I think I'm gonna round up, Aaron, and say 95%. It might be higher of real estate agents don't get this, don't prepare clients for this, and don't help people take advantage or avoid danger because of this. So let's tell them what this is.
Yeah, so numbers stay surprisingly similar year over year in what I'm going to share. I would love to be able to give you week over week numbers for August, but we're not able to.
Yeah,
you know.
our number crunching team is exhausted after
They were
the election.
tired. They got me month over month. So
After
if
that
I go
election.
back to like 2021, I'm going to take out 2020 because that was just really funky because of COVID and all that. So 2021, I'm going to give you July, then August, then September in terms of how many homes sold.
Total homes sold.
Total homes sold.
in the Dallas-Fort Worth MLS.
Correct.
Okay.
In the MLS in the month. So July in 2021, 18,600.
Okay. Big number.
August 18,000. I'm
Okay.
rounding slightly down.
Yeah. Not
September 17,000.
Okay. Big jump. Then
Okay.
September. Big drop.
2022 almost 17,000.
Okay. A little bit less.
A little over 17,000.
Little bump.
15,000.
Big drop.
2023 16.5, 17.2, 14.5.
Big drop.
And last year 17.3, 16.3, 14.4.
Big drop. Okay. So, Aaron, as a non-real estate pro, now I know you do a little investing on the side, so I'm not going to say you don't have any expertise here, but as a representative of the people here, what do you think's going on there? So, to be clear, that was July, August, September. That's closing data. Okay.
Yep.
So, most years we saw from July, it went up to August and a big drop to September. There was a couple years where it went July, basically flat, slightly down to August. But every single year, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 fewer homes sold, closed and funded in September. Based on what we're saying, that there might be a dead week or so in DFW. What do you think's going on there?
Well, like you said, right? I mean, you've got people trying to get back to school. No one's going to look at houses on the weekends. You've got tax-free weekend in August, so people are out shopping for stuff, not houses. If I was me, I would expect if I put my house on the market in August, and I'm thinking even if it closed or sold in one weekend, I still have another 30 days.
Yep.
But no one's putting their house on the market, and they're too busy.
What do you think, Courtney? You think you got it? Nailed it. Round of applause. Okay, it's pretty obvious when we lay it out like that. But guess what? The market does not factor this in. Okay, so let me give everyone that's hanging tight with us here. Here's your advice based on this data. Here's what you do with this if you're a seller or a buyer. If you are a seller, you either make sure that your home is on the market like now, this week, and we get some traction before then, or you just wait a week and a half or 2 weeks. So yes, it's back to school. Now, many people watching, listening, hanging out with us, you don't have children going back to school, but your commute to work is going to take a little longer because the school zones are going to turn back on, or your boss or your staff or your employees do have kids going back. And sadly, this is true. Data shows even in the summer when we're not talking about kids or parents of kids, work ethic, work pace in summer just slows a bit. The culture just sort of gears down a little. And then mid to late August, it starts firing back up. So there's just more to pay attention to. I also don't know if anybody's noticed, but about mid-August, it feels like the surface of the sun in North Texas.
Hotter.
It's a little hot out.
A little hotter than the sun.
And so, certain homes are not going to get showed as much. Foreclosure, short sale, vacant, no air conditioning, absolutely miserable. Also, just getting in and out of the car and driving around and all that stuff, it's less desirable. So there's a lot of reasons there's less activity mid-August. What I'm telling you, if you're a seller, is get the home on the market late July, very, very early August, or just wait till mid to late that third week of August. Because if we were showing you these numbers, and maybe next week on the show we will show you the fall numbers, what comes after that back to school period tends to be a very active market in North Texas. Okay, so sellers, we're going to generally avoid those couple of weeks. Now, if you came to me, Aaron, and you were like, I have to sell and I have to put it on this week, we're going to get it sold. It's just not ideal. We would have to make some other, account for some other factors and put in a little bit of different effort in some other places. But as a buyer, here's what I'm saying. Almost the opposite, right? If I was a buyer today, I would say, hey, if I found a killer deal, I'm going to jump. But I might wait a week or two, because there's going to be a period where sellers that are actively on the market are going to have a lot less showings because of everything we just said. Back to school, back to work, hot as Hades, all these things. I would actually like to be the buyer of a home where the seller is going, shoot, we missed it. We missed the summer. Market's dead. It's over. Either A, I'm going to quit and give up, or B, I'm going to be a little bit more negotiable, and I'm going to allow for a little bit better deal with this buyer. I want to be the buyer in that situation.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Todd, because guess what? I have more data.
I'm so glad that you're glad.
I know, right? This doesn't happen every year, but it does happen enough to where I'm going to say there's a chance you can get something for less than you would expect to get in that time.
Excellent chance.
Right? In 2022, the average house price, sold house price in August was $370,000. In September, it was $357,000.
Yep. So you're seeing a $12,000, $13,000 dip.
Yeah.
In 30 days.
In 2023, it went from 348, a little over, to 340. So
just
8,000.
to be clear, when Ian's sharing September closing and funding numbers, those are typically homes that went under contract
in
30-ish days before, which was second, third week of August. So what we're telling you, buyers, is this is a little bit of a cheat code. This is like same house, 1 month earlier, 15 grand more, 13 grand more. 1 month later, probably like 10,000 more. So it comes back up, not all the way to summer activity. Some of you are like, I don't really care about the difference of $3,000. Some of you are like, I'm trying to get into a home. I'm trying to get one more bedroom. I'm trying to get into that school district. And the reality is this stuff matters. Now, that was based on an average home, which is around 400 in the areas we typically work, dips down into the 370s or whatever. But if you're looking at an $800,000 home, that same difference might be 30 grand for you. Okay. So this is worth paying attention to. If you're a seller, you need an agent, you need a marketer to help you understand the market that you're in. And what we're telling you is the market changes. In our market, we don't have this traditional bell curve. So if you can picture like a hill, a bell curve, flat on both ends, big giant mound in the middle. Statistically, people think that's how the real estate market works. Like nothing January, February, and then March, April, May, June, it goes up to the top of the hill and then it starts coming back down. It's dead at the end of the year. That's not true in North Texas. We have a fairly steady market. We do see a noticeable uptick May, June, July. It's not massive, but we'll see 2, 3, 4% increases from an average of 5 or 6 up to 9 or 10 or 11 sometimes. And then in August, we see this weird little stumble where first week of August, okay. Last week of August, okay. Middle of August, kind of quirky, funky, a lot less activity. And then we see it climb in September, and October is good. And then November, December round out. They don't tank, but they round out. So you have to know the market. You have to have a strategy for different times of the year, different types of clients. And number one, we do. This is what we do at the Todd Tremonti Home Selling Team. So if you're looking to take advantage of that opportunity as a buyer or to be careful and maximize your opportunity as a seller, give us a call, 214-310-0008, or you can go online too.
ToddTremontiTeam.com.
If you forget all that, just Google my name, spell it as best you can. You will find us. Call a number, text a number, fill out a form, click a button, whatever you're comfortable with. But remember, some people are really reluctant to talk to a salesperson. But you cannot start this conversation about buying, selling, or investing. You can't start that conversation too early. Most people do start too late. They wait too late. They have fewer options, less flexibility. It's kind of like the kid that gets really excited at the checkout line at the grocery store. I see it, I want it, I need it. You make a bad choice. That impulse of being too late will cost you as either a buyer or a seller. So start that conversation early if you want to take advantage of market timing, your best opportunities, avoid your biggest mistakes. And this back to school conversation is just one of those things. This is true every week, every month, every year, every rate, every season, every market condition, every economy, every political climate. You need someone thinking critically and customizing for you. And that's what we do. ToddTremontiTeam.com or just Google Todd Tremonti. There's over 800 5-star reviews. There's some not 5-star reviews there too, Aaron. Most of them are kind of funny.
I'm sorry.
A lot of them aren't even our clients. We don't know who
back.
These people are. But hey, go check us out. See if we're full of bull. See if we're someone you could trust, like Aaron has. And we'll walk you through the right strategy for you and your family and your finances. It's not always right now, but there is a right way to do this. 214-310-0008 or ToddTremontiTeam.com. Now, lots going on. I have said for years, Courtney, that my favorite time, my wife and I, always buy and sell in the fall. And why do we do that? Mostly because of what we just said. Because sellers tend to be a little bit less confident, and I want to buy from, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I want to buy from a seller that's willing to be more negotiable with me. And then as a seller that time of year, I'm not less confident because I know that the people who are out and active in the fall want to buy, need to buy, might have an end of year deadline, tax deadline, want to move while the kids are out of school, whatever. So I'm going to sell confidently and buy confidently. I'm going to sell to a needs to buy buyer and buy from a needs to sell seller. There's great reasons to buy at other times of the year, but we love the fall market and we're heading into it. We're going to talk more about that over the next several weeks.
If you haven't checked your home insurance or your auto insurance recently, do so with DP Lambert and Goosehead Insurance. You can reach out to DP, dp.lambert, L-A-M-B-E-R-T, dp.lambert at goosehead.com. 214-614-8595 is the phone number. As we've told you for years now, DP and his team have saved not only myself, not only Todd, but so many of our clients, friends, family members, not just hundreds of dollars, but thousands of dollars on their home and their auto insurance. Reach out to DP, dp.lambert at goosehead.com. And if you forget anyone that we talk about on the show, head over to ToddTremontiTeam.com, click on the radio tab, and you'll find all recommended pros and vendors.
Hey, Courtney, you want to hear a really short, funny DP story? Okay. We recently purchased my father-in-law's old truck as what will be my son's first vehicle, right? Awesome. 2012. It's in my opinion, just right. A well cared for, older, nothing fancy truck, right? So he's got to pay for part of it. That's why it's not fully his yet. But all that to say, I'm down there talking to him and he's like, hey, what are you going to do as far as insurance? I was like, hey, I've already handled all that. My guy's great. You just text him. He does it all. He's like, I know your guy. Your guy is my guy. It's DP, right? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I told you about him. So that's how I handle DP. That's how friends and family handle him. My father-in-law was like marginally insulted that I was bragging on my guy. And he was like, you think I don't use DP? It was hilarious. So dp.lambert at goosehead.com. Just make your insurance life easier.
Aaron, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
If I was to tell you I would like to give you $25,000, how would you feel?
Now? Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying now. Give it to me now.
Okay, give it to you right now. Well, I have good news, and you want me to share this now, Todd, or should I just keep this a secret?
We have been, unfortunately, keeping it a secret. We should tell people now.
Can we just speak like this so that they don't know that it's like...
Under your
Hey,
voice.
Mom, what's up? All right, here's the deal. Since May, and we've been doing some number crunching. You know I love my people doing number crunching. Since May, our team here on the Todd Tremonti home selling team have sold houses...
Good.
At an average of almost 7% more than the market average, 6.87,
Good
which
team.
equates to $25,622 in our clients' pockets on average.
For the average price home. Yeah.
And-
Now one could say, cool, you're
But
selling them for
wait,
more, but how long is it?
There's more.
What?
We sold houses here at the Todd Tremonti home selling team, not only for almost 7% over the market average, but 4.71 times faster, which equates to about 18 days quicker than anybody else.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Unfortunately, we have been a little bit remiss and we haven't been sharing those numbers as much lately. People have heard us for 15 years in DFW, guaranteeing to sell your house over the average price and under the average time. Aaron, has that sort of thing ever happened to you?
No.
We sold your house.
I'm just kidding. Yes, of course you did.
Don't you do that on air?
Yes. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you've gotten to work with a couple of different team members.
Buying and selling.
Briefly, have you experienced that? I mean, feel free to be open. I know you see the difference in an expert and kind of your typical person, but what has your experience been like?
It's been amazing. I mean, I'm sure most of us have a number or handful of real estate agents that we come across, meet, etc. I probably have 10 people that I know.
700 friends with licenses.
Yeah. And so it's like, have I ever in the last, 15 years now that we've been working together doing the housing stuff, it's always you guys. Like there's not even a question.
Yeah, you've had the ability to see our 7-step proprietary marketing system, see how that is not normal. And probably in the earlier first time or two, like, is this legit? You trusted enough to see it and then got to reap the benefits of it. And then on the buying side, I can recall at least one, I think 2 scenarios where really kind of able to get access to a property and end up owning a property that otherwise would not have been a smooth process to either locate or get access to. So it's over the average price and under the average time when selling, it's pretty tough to do both. And then on the buying side, we just generally say we'll save you at least $5,000 throughout that process, all the different things involved in the process, but also it's access to property that people don't always have access to. It's ease of process. We call it, sleeping well at night. Sometimes we say sleep like a baby, but Courtney keeps reminding us that babies don't always sleep real well. God, I love that drop. Yeah. There's no good time to use it, but
that one is.
It's not as good as Ian's mom.
Hi, Ian.
But it's funny. I'll stop. Okay. Here's the thing, though. If we don't have a business that's kind of buttoned up and run well, we don't get to deliver those results to clients, right? So I get to go out and find incredibly talented people, and then I get help from Ian, Courtney, Robert, all these other people on our staff to help resource and train and cultivate those people. We'll talk more later in the show, but can you give us just a snapshot of what it takes for a small business to actually run well?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things going on in the business. Everything from people, right? You have to have the right people in the right seat. To your point, you keep mentioning data. We can't think about, hey, have we had a good week without the gut feeling and just kind of, I think that's what's happening.
What makes a good week?
Once we have the data, we can see that, that's true or not. But I think it starts at the top. Great leadership teams understanding how to lead, love, serve their teams well. And I think where that works well is when you have a system in place to do that. If you don't have a system, it's kind of flying by the seat of your pants like most entrepreneurial type companies do.
Been there.
It's gut feelings. It's subjective information that you're basing your decisions on, and that just it's not sustainable. It's not scalable either. So yeah, I think one of the things is a system to be really introduced and implemented into your business to help you do that well.
Yep. And when we come back later in the show, we'll talk a little bit more about how Aaron has helped us and multiple companies and the real estate team and others to inject some structure and systems and have a single way of doing things instead of borrowing from 39 different ways of doing things, and how in our world that leads to sellers earning more money with less stress, buyers having access to better homes, spending less money with less stress, and us getting to use our God-given gifts and abilities in business, but also as a ministry to serve others and add value in the world. And yes, that requires a plan, a system, and structure. And you've helped us, and you can help others with that as well. So when we come back in the second half of the show, we'll be talking more about DFW real estate, but also what does it take if you are a business owner, if you are thinking about being a business owner, what does it take to be able to deliver results, have those numbers, have leadership, have values, have structure, and actually get to enjoy the fruits of those things. So we'll be back right after this with more DFW Real Estate Weekly with Todd Tremonti. Find the podcast wherever you get podcasts. We'll be right back after this. Quick time out. Hey, if you're enjoying the channel and this video and our content, we have hundreds of other videos on real estate content, buying, selling, specific areas, seasonality, and all that good stuff. Check this other one out. Welcome back, party people. We still got a full crew riding with us all the way through the show today. We did talk a little bit about dead weeks. We'll talk more life in the second half. But if you didn't catch the first half, you better check the podcast because we gave you the playbook to dominate the next month as a buyer and to avoid absolute destruction as a seller. Now, if you're neither a buyer or a seller, we've got all sorts of good stuff for you the remainder of the show. So hang with us. We'll talk all sorts of DFW real estate. We'll talk about what's fun, what's enjoyable. We'll talk a little bit about business, Aaron. We'll call it business. And then we will make sure to answer your questions. 214-310-0008. Call or text with anything you need. We're going to get into a little bit of business about Rockwall, Texas, folks. I would imagine if you are within our listening area, you know Rockwall, but you probably don't know Rockwall as well as you think. And there's some cool new stuff we want to talk about as it relates to Rockwall. But first, this segment is brought to you by...
As always, and like we love to tell you, Patrick Loris and his team at ABC Bank. We've been working with them for so long. 20 plus years.
7 maybe years.
Do what we do. If you have a mortgage question, if you're thinking about getting a mortgage, if you need to refinance, talk with Patrick. Give him a call. Go to patrickloris.com for your application that you can start right there. You can call him at 972-386-1231. His NMLS number is 308804. I'm not asking.
308804. NMLS number.
Do that. Reach out to Patrick. And if you forget anything that we tell you, go to the ToddTremontiTeam.com show. Nope, that's terrible. ToddTremontiTeam.com.
You okay?
Click on the show radio page. Oh, my goodness.
Hold on. Let's settle him down.
Hi, Ian.
It's because I'm so excited about what's coming next. I'm excited.
I know. Listen, I know what you want to do next.
ToddTremontiTeam.com. Click on the radio tab, and you can find all our recommended pros and vendors. Now, here's something exciting that I don't know if you're aware of, but in my show notes.
So hurtful.
Did you know, congratulations, McKinney has officially broken ground.
Y'all are the worst. And you know, I'm sorry I'm sorry y'all are perfect.
Congratulations. Have you heard of McKinney?
Who was just talking? I mean, I don't even know what happened.
Where is it?
I hear it's a new up and coming. It had grand opening.
Yeah.
They've broken ground. Now, let's be clear. What that was intended to help you say, which is not what just happened, is that McKinney Airport has broken ground on significant growth. We've talked about quite a bit here on the show. New terminal. The very beginning, not of the McKinney Airport, but of what I think will be massive regional growth, right? The beginning of a new terminal. There's already some what we call commercial flight. Pretty much all the flight there is commercial, but passenger flight, right? So like I'm traveling somewhere, not freight, like me, my person, my friend, my family. I'm flying into and out of McKinney has not been a big thing. It's going to become more of a thing, which is going to, I think, explode that northeast DFW, that northeast Dallas region. You got multiple lakes. You have what has historically been larger lot, larger land, felt further out. It's going to stop feeling so far out as we see, and we've already seen this for the past several years. More and more businesses pop up that support A, the airport, and B, the people who are coming and going from the airport. So this is the beginning of that. As we see the airport winning grants, getting funding, getting investment, and now literally breaking ground. Ian, McKinney Airport making moves, which, by the way, if you just want a glimpse of what that can mean and what it has meant, Princeton was just named like the fastest growing city. I would think of it as a suburb, but the fastest growing city in the United States.
Yeah.
Different metrics put different cities on different lists, but clearly Princeton is blowing up to the point that they've had to halt development because they couldn't support development multiple times. But lots of growth, and you're right around the corner from that McKinney
Well, and
Airport.
Princeton was, I mean, they've based it upon like percentage increase.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Princeton isn't like the largest place in America.
Fastest growing. Yeah.
But it grew in a single year by 1/3.
Yeah.
It went from... well, this is confusing. It says it went from 1/3 in just a year, but it has more than doubled in since 2020. It went from 17,000 to 37.
It's done the third thing multiple times. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you've been through or near Princeton, you know that. There's new roads, there's new buildings, there's new schools. It's a cool place. But that McKinney Airport's going to do that again and again and again, all the way out to Farmersville and beyond, depending on your knowledge of that area. We're talking north, far north, somewhat east on the Dallas side of the Metroplex. Cool things happening. Lots of good stuff going on. Other cool stuff going on. If you're a real estate agent, if you know a real estate agent, if you care about a real estate agent, we want to make sure that you're aware of the Real Growth Summit. This is an annual conference that we host to invite realtors from all over North America, United States and Canada primarily, to come sit with us and talk about a better way, what we think is the right way to represent clients, to care for clients, to use your business as a mission to serve people, but also to make more money. We say more income and more impact, to build the business that supports the life you want to live. If you think about a stereotypical real estate business or the ones you see on TV, it's every night, it's every weekend, it's hustle and bustle. It's either like cocktail parties and Lamborghinis, which is totally bogus, or it's like hustle and grind, have an outgoing personality, never see your family and friends. Neither of those things is a healthy viewpoint of the way we do real estate and the way we coach and encourage and train and help and serve and teach and learn from others to do that. So Real Growth Summit, September 15th and 16th, right here in Dallas. Website is realgrowthsummit.com. You have missed this super early bird pricing, but now you can still get early bird pricing. Only $597 to attend for 2 full days of incredible education. We will focus on what it means to be a special agent, meaning you are specialized, you are an expert, you're not a generalist, you're great at what you do, you're adding a lot of value, you're making a great income, and you're having great impact. So we're actually looking for a few agents to join our team and do that with us full-time year-round right now, but we're also inviting other agents who are maybe happy where you are, or maybe you're thinking about a move, doesn't matter, to the conference, realgrowthsummit.com. Check that out. We would love to pour into you for 2 days, help you grow your income and your impact in residential real estate. Realgrowthsummit.com. Now, Aaron, do you know what a home warranty is?
Yes, I have one.
Okay. I knew you would because you're an intelligent homeowner.
Yeah.
Also, you've invested a little bit and you know the value of a home warranty.
Yeah.
So Trinity Home Advisors is our absolute favorite home warranty company right now for a couple of reasons. Number one, they understand what a warranty truly is. Honestly, some warranty companies don't really get it. They understand what it is and what it's supposed to do and what it's not supposed to do. It's supposed to cover you on basic normal stuff in your house when things go wrong. But a lot of companies sell you that policy and then they don't want to warranty things. So Trinity Home Advisors will actually educate you and remind you all throughout the year on appropriate maintenance of those basic systems so that if you have a warranty need, it will be covered. They also have a different financial model, a cash reserve model, where they're going to cover you on more than the typical warranty company because they typically outsource the approval or denial of those claims. So Trinity Home Advisors has a different financial model. They also have a different communication model. And honestly, they're better at what they do. They have really cool technology that will help you understand what should you be doing to maintain your home so that your warranty stays in place and so things don't break. So a little bit of information, a lot less expense. And when something goes wrong, they've got you covered. You save a ton of money and a lot of stress. TrinityHomeAdvisors.com or just go to ToddTremontiTeam.com, click on that radio tab, and all of our pros and friends and experts that we talk to, like Aaron, are on that site. Now, Aaron, when we talk about you as a pro, what do you do professionally?
Simple answer is I'm a business coach, executive, facilitator, teacher of a system called EOS. Stands for Entrepreneurial Operating System. So as I mentioned in the last segment, small businesses need or work well when they have a system in place to help them run their business efficiently, effectively. To your point, having a vision for the business executed by everyone in the organization to get to where you can have a mission field for the clients you're serving, how to do them well, have the right data and information to make sure you're having a great week, having a great year, all the things that you guys were talking about earlier. The focus, focusing on what it is that you do really well and not getting squirreled off on the shiny things that always come in your way, especially as leaders of the team. There's a lot of different areas that come in, right? And you think about how can we make revenue that way? Does it make sense? Does it not? Having a way to know and track that and understand, hey, this makes sense for us, or it doesn't at all.
When I think about EOS, I realize that I knew about EOS before I knew about EOS. And what I mean is people are sort of begging, borrowing, and stealing little bits and pieces of it. They've read a book, they've been to a conference, they've listened to a podcast or whatever. And so maybe they have quarterly rocks, or maybe they're gathering their company vision in an EOS way, but they might not know that those are bits and pieces of a singular, complete, like everything you could ever need system for running your small business. When if you're like me and you're an owner or a leader, like you're constantly trying to like duct tape and super glue this thing together with all the best intention and probably working really hard to do it.
Sure.
Just real quick, how can EOS help simplify or increase profit or whatever? How can it help me do that with just way less banging my head?
A couple of ways, I think. I mean, the simple answer is it gives you that focus, right? At the end of the day, the leadership, whether it be just a visionary, which is the owner typically, maybe there's someone, their right-hand person helping them kind of make sure that things are getting done.
Hello.
Hello, Ian.
There he is.
Even working with you guys, understanding like, hey, this is what we want for our business. This is what our goals are, understanding what those goals are, and getting guardrails around those goals, and then being able to communicate that down in the team is super helpful, right? Again, everyone now knows their role in it. They know how to hit that North Star. Because again, you try to navigate towards a North Star and you go off 1 or 2% or 2 degrees, at first you won't notice an issue, right? It just seems like you're still going the right direction. But over time, you're going to be way off course.
Can I answer my own question?
Sure.
I think EOS helps because there's an implementer. There's like a person. It's not just I bought a book or a binder. There's someone to go, that's not exactly what that means. Or, hey, yeah, you're doing it, but you're not doing all of it. And also it's complete system.
Yeah.
Right. So
absolutely.
You may go take an online course about recruiting, or you may go get a how to run a meeting tip from a podcast or a YouTube video or ChatGPT or something like that. But if you've got someone like Aaron and something like EOS, preferably Aaron and EOS, you have a singular, clear system that's proven over a long period of time, and you have an expert who's going to walk with you throughout the year or years and help you, get it in input, and then get it polished, and then get it sharpened, and then get it mastered, and then just find the incremental gains, whether it is 1% growth or more likely in the early days, 20% growth. Yeah. We're just finding more revenue. We're finding more profit. We're finding less headache, less drama, right people, right seat, right fit, that otherwise you were spending more effort for less results because you're just trying to wing it and build the system on the fly. That's how I see it. So real fast, and then we'll move on. Why do I have you on our real estate show? I know there's a lot of business owners in our audience, and there's a lot of people that want to be business owners in our audience. And also, it gives people a little bit of insight into how we do real estate. You know, we're not just a bunch of agents kind of sharing a logo running around town. We're people who have locked arms together on shared values and shared direction and shared goals, who trust leadership, and leadership trusts the team. And this is what you help people do. So just real quick, if somebody was like, I want that, I want to talk to this Aaron guy and I want to learn more about this EOS, how can they get a hold of you? And then real quick, how would you get started?
Great question. So you can find me at theaarongarcia.com.
How about that? Theaarongarcia.com. Not just any Aaron Garcia, the Aaron Garcia, Ron Garcia.com.
So you can go there, find my site. You can also call me. My cell phone, it's out there. 214-929-6618.
It's out there now.
214-929-6618. I will answer text or calls there. Those are the easy ways to
So I go to theaarongarcia.com. I fill out a little form or something. You set up a time, and then you just like hard pitch me and you sell me real fast, or what?
Yeah, no, it's a great question too, right? So we'll have a phone call just to make sure it makes sense even before I jump in with you. But the real first step is a free session that I offer up. Free session, 90 minutes with you and your leadership team, explaining to you what EOS is fully, all of the different aspects of it, what it looks like to run on EOS at the end of that journey that I take with clients. And you then have all the information and the data to make an informed decision.
I keep jumping in because Aaron is humble and he's being very clear, but I would do it just for that. If you want 90 minutes with like a proven years in, years out, years long, successful implementer of a great proven system, go to theaarongarcia.com, fill out, I'm guessing there's a small form or something. Yep. And then set up a time for him to dive into your business with you for 90 minutes and give you at least a running start. Yeah. And then you can either engage him or read some books or whatever down the road, now, later, or never. And Aaron's not going to try to convince you of something you don't need. That's why we use him. That's why we trust him. That's why I would ever bring him on this show to share him with you. So we're going to change gears here in a minute, but Aaron's going to hang tight with us. You never know, we might pop back. But if you're a business owner or you're thinking about being one, or you know one who they're a winner, but it feels like they're constantly in chaos, just holler at them. The Aaron Garcia.com.
You know where else you can go to get all of his info, Todd?
Tell me.
You can go to touchyourmoneyteam.com. You can click on the radio tab, and Mr. Aaron Garcia is listed right there.
A little bit of info on the Aaron, right?
touchyourmoneyteam.com.
Right there. Okay, we got a lot more that we want to cover. I did talk about Rockwall earlier, and if you're in DFW, you're like, yeah, I know Rockwall. But I bet you don't know Rockwall as well as you thought. And if you're out of the area and you're thinking about a move to the area, you have to at least take a peek at Rockwall, Texas. So lots going on there, lots to share by lots of people right now. So those of you that have an initial Rockwall comment, feel free to bring the heat on that.
I have numbers.
Oh, God, he loves the stats, Aaron. He loves them. Go ahead.
All right, so I've got numbers here for kind of overall home sales over the last 5 years, and I've also got homes on at least an acre. Mm-hmm. And this actually surprised me.
One of my favorite things about
Pop quiz. We're going to play a pop quiz here. On average, what percentage of homes sold in Rockwall are on at least 1 acre of land?
Ooh.
56%.
Ooh, I like the conviction and the specificity there. I'm going to say it's nowhere near that high. It's higher than a lot of other areas, but I could get in trouble here. I'm going to say high teens. It's not even that high, probably. Go ahead.
Connie?
What percentage of homes in Rockwall are on 1 acre or more? Go.
20.
It's between 9 and 11.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. I thought it would be less than that, if I'm honest with you, because when I think of Rockwall, I think of downtown, I think of the harbor, the marina, I think of neighborhoods. I don't think of.
So the reality is,
I never go over there.
My number was off, but my attitude was right. It's a higher percentage than a lot of areas around here, but it's never that much. There's just not, in a densely populated city like DFW, there's just not that many acreage properties. Now, there are way more than they're way more than the average consumer thinks. So it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but my point here is when we specialize in homes on land. That's why we talk about this stuff so much. Desirable DFW neighborhoods and homes on land, places you really want to live. A lot of people are like, man, I love that neighborhood. That's what we're talking about. A lot of people are like, man, I'd love a little more space for privacy or fun or freedom or whatever. We're talking about those two main things. When we talk about the acreage property thing, in our mind, there's about 34,000 homes that we are really focused on. Now, there's over 200,000, depending on where you draw that outer ring of the Metroplex. So there's a lot of it. But there are millions of homes in DFW, right? So areas like Rockwall, which used to feel out on the edge and now feel like kind of the inner edge because there's way more beyond Rockwall, but they are mostly planned or master planned communities that have 2,000 new homes. Whereas the neighborhood over there with 2 acre properties has 30 homes.
Right. And we're talking over the course of a year in Rockwall, there's about 12-ish hundred homes that sell.
Right.
And about
100-ish.
120-ish of those are homes on at least an acre.
Yeah, so I was high when I said high teens. 11's a number that's probably that number is probably a bit higher in a more optimistic market because that is one of those places people are like, I'm going to move a little further out, not way out. I'm going to bump out of Dallas, Plano, Richardson, East Dallas. I'm going to bump out to Rockwall 20 more minutes, not another hour. And so I bet that number is 12 or 13, maybe in a little bit more of a seller's market.
I have another fun little guessing game for you all if you'd like to participate.
Would anybody like to participate?
Good. I'm glad you all do. All right. So we're going to guess what percentage more does a home on at least an acre sell for compared to one that is less than an acre?
In Rockwall?
In Rockwall.
How much more does an acreage property sell for in Rockwall than a typical...
20!
Okay, 20 from court.
15.
Okay.
9% more.
You're all way off. Aaron, I'm going to ask you to repeat the number you said on the first guessing game.
56%.
56%.
Okay, so I need to defend myself here. I was never going to be real close on that. But I'm going to say this. As it relates to my last comment, the last 2.5 to 3 years, those values are so all over the place that I would argue that is an accurate number for the last year. I would argue that that's not emblematic of what is typical at all in DFW.
No, I mean, that's over the last 5 years. I mean, I'm going like, if I give you 2021 neighborhoods, 379, homes on an acre, 618.
So, but my
and now
point,
they're into the
my
sevens.
point is, if you tightened that up and said 2,500 square foot houses, the value's higher because of the lot size. So, of course, they're way high. You're talking about a fifth of an acre lot to a 1 or more acre lot. You're already 5 times larger lot. So, what I'm saying is the average value per foot type thing is probably 5 to 15% more. But when you compare property for property, it's gonna be way more. But if you tried to compare apples to apples, it would be nowhere near that high. But when you have 5 times the land, it's going to be way more. Okay, we don't need to dig into the weeds. What else do you love about Rockwall? First of all, I love that it's on. A lot of it is on, if not near the lake. You get some elevation as you're headed out east, regardless of which bridge you go over. You start getting a little bit of elevation once you cross over onto the Rockwall side. And so it's just got some really beautiful views. There's some great mixed use developments over there where you can go to the movie or go to dinner or stay at a hotel and you just don't feel like you're in DFW for a few minutes. Beautiful lake views. The marina out there is awesome. There's a pretty significant sailing community, believe it or not. Of course, there's pontoon boats and speedboats and skiing, water skiing and all that stuff. But there's also a cool sailing community. And then once you get out of that, there are some incredibly gorgeous neighborhoods that are a little bit older, mature trees, some elevation, golf courses, country clubs. And then you get into the bigger communities that dropped 2,000 homes, kind of clear cut the trees. And even those are nice. It's a great place to live.
Did you know that there's a vineyard and winery out in Rockwall?
I did.
The San Martino.
I was going to say, I couldn't tell you the name of it, but I did know of it. You don't have to go too far to the east in Greenville. There's several more between Rockwall and out. So living in Rockwall, if you are a food and wine enthusiast, you can obviously come into town in DFW and have tons of options. But you can also go out further east, and there's some really cool stuff out there. Aaron, what comes to mind when you think Rockwall?
It's a drive. But
for someone who lives, I won't tell everyone where you live, but who lives in Dallas County, let's say, it's a little bit of a drive.
But it is pretty as you drive out. To your point, the lake is, I've been on the lake, done wakeboarding, and there's a really active community out there. I think of Bass Pro Shop.
Yep.
You know, there's there is reasons to go out there for sure. Like Courtney said, I just don't drive out there.
So here's what I hear a lot of people say that don't live there. It's an awesome, well-rounded community. Like you said, commercial, shopping, adventure, outdoors, schools are generally well thought of, but people don't love crossing the bridge. So it's like, if you're going to live out there, you kind of want to stay out there. It's not terribly difficult to get in, but at drive time, not everyone's favorite. So check out Rockwall, Texas. If you've never checked it out, you got to check it out. If you're local, you might want to go visit. You might want to rethink it. It's a great place to live for many of the reasons we just shared and quite a few others as well. Now, hard transition out of Rockwall, but if you do desire homes on land, if you desire a little bit of acreage, a bigger backyard property, man, that's the way I live and many of our friends do. We want to help you achieve that dream, whether it's now or later. Give us a call, 214-310-0008 or online at toddtremonteteam.com. This time of year, I'm reminded as much of any how much fun it is to grow a little fruit, have the pool, be able to play, have the pond. Maybe it's pickleball court. Maybe it's just more room to run, let the kids kick the soccer ball, or to not have your neighbors on top of you. Whatever your reason or your goals or your dreams are, give us a holler if you're thinking about acreage. 214-310-0008 or toddtremonteteam.com. If you are a business owner or you're thinking about being a business owner, the AaronGarcia.com, the AaronGarcia.com. He'll give you a free 90-minute assessment, tell you what, where you could grow, where you can improve, where you could gain clarity. And then, of course, if you choose to, you can hang tight with them and help you grow your business for years to come. The AaronGarcia.com. If you forget any of that, just go to toddtremonteteam.com.